Hi everyone, it's Linda Light, and I'm coming to you on Wednesday. It's March 13th, I believe. And I was just doing some contemplation, and I wanted to thank all my new subscribers first. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for coming by and checking me out. If you're new to my channel and you want to hit subscribe, that's great. You know what to do. But what I wanted to bring forth tonight was some quick, quiet contemplation, and it's for everybody across the board. So we've all probably heard by now that there is this event, okay? And a lot of the spiritual community have an understanding that the event has to do with the opening of the grand portal, and the grand portal being inside of you, discovering, reconnecting with your soul. So there's a whole bunch of ideas out there about what this event could be. But I would like to give you a couple of just little nuggets to think about, okay? Since nobody really knows what's going to happen, I have my own deep feelings and understandings, and I've actually tried to provide both sides of the coin at times. But I think what we can all do is, and this could be really fun too, is if you just give yourself a date with yourself, just give yourself some time. If you meditate regularly, wonderful. Regularly, that's a tough word, it's a tongue twister. Anyway, I don't edit these videos, so a lot of this will just stay in there. Okay, if you give yourself meditation time, fantastic. This would be a good thing to contemplate on. And if you don't, gift yourself with a few minutes just to ponder, okay? And think about this. If there was some sort of event and you didn't know when it was going to happen, okay? But let's say you knew that at this event, and I'm not talking about the one that's for the spring equinox, I'm just talking about some other event. You know you have, say, 2 or 3 months. Let's say 3 months, okay? You got 3 months to live out your life in a human form here on Earth. And depending on how much you learn and grow during that 3-month period will depend on whether you go here or whether you go here. And regardless of your belief system, I'm not talking about heaven and hell. I'm not trying to go to any religious, dogmatic, preconceived ideas of where you might go, but let your imagination be your own guide. Let your heart tell you what resonates. Let's say at the end of 3 months, there's going to be sort of like a separation of sorts, and you can either take the blue pill or take the red pill. And if you don't know what that reference is, it's from the Matrix. So you can either take the blue pill and go back to sleep and stay in a 3D world somewhere, or you can take the red pill and see how far the rabbit hole goes. Which one would you choose if you were presented with that option? And for those of you that say, I want to stay ignorantly blissful and I want to enjoy this, whatever, this piece of meat that tastes like meat, and if you know the movie, you know my references. You want to stay with your vices, you want to stay in 3D, you don't want to know anything else, you want to remain, say, atheist or even agnostic, but let's just say you don't want to go in the spiritual route. That's fine, so be it. But if you're starting to awaken or already awake, or kind of just rubbing your eyes and you already hit the snooze button and now it's time for you to kind of wake up, but you got one eye open and you're going, I want to know more about this. What would you do if you only had 3 months? And I'm not talking about fulfilling all of your earthly desires. I'm talking about if they told you you had 3 months to get to find your soul. It's a hide and seek game and you need to find your soul. How would you go about doing that? So there's usually, when people wake up, a big period of, I'll say a big period, but there's usually this period of feverishly learning, like soaking up like a sponge. You can't get enough. Anything and everything. Bring it to me, baby. That kind of thing. And if you had limited time and you didn't have like books or internet or anything at your resources to learn, what would you do? Those are the kinds of things when you're thinking about a spiritual awakening, like the times that we're in right now are going to be looked back on as extremely important times of learning. And if you can get the basis for figuring out that you're looking for yourself, you're looking for your soul, you're trying to reconnect, you're playing this game of hide and seek from yourself. And how do you go about doing that? I mean, some people can do it through walks in nature, obviously meditation. There's yoga, there's Tai Chi, there's a lot of things, but really, how do you do that? And if you're not sure, remember being childlike and finding your inner child means going back to make-believe. Yes, make-believe. Finding true magic is tapping into your imagination so that you can rediscover where that connection is on an energetic level. And there's a lot of basics. There's a lot of things that you can do, but if you're not involved with somebody who's guiding you, sometimes it can be really hard because you start looking at all kinds of things and there's a lot of disinformation out there. So the best thing that you can do for yourself, the best, absolutely best thing you can do is give yourself time. Excuse me. Time with yourself. Meditation time. But it doesn't mean you have to sit. I've said this before. You don't have to, sit all cross-legged. I can't even get into a yoga pose myself. My legs are too stiff. I can't do it. Did I say yoga? I meant meditate. The lotus position. The pretzel position. Okay. I try to be serious, but there's so many things to laugh about right now. It's ridiculous. And at the polar opposite, there's a lot of things to cry about too. But, we're all going through this together. And when there comes a time when you're awakening and you can't get enough information, you're going to be searching it out and looking for it. And the best barometer that you can use, nobody's going to tell you if this is true or that's true. You have to figure that out yourself. And the best way to do that is to get to know your body and get to know the responses that your body gives you. When you're speaking truth and you're speaking from a soul level, coming from your heart, you will feel probably, I know a lot of people that feel this particular sensation, but yours might be different, but get to know your body, that's why. But most often when you're speaking truth, you'll get the chills, but you'll feel it run all the way down to your legs. It's almost like your energy body's pulling up that information from earth, feminine energy coming up and mixing with, you might get the chills down the back of your spine or down spine or down the side of your neck. You might get them down your arms when other people are speaking truth, but you get to know your body and your sensations that are unique to you, and your energetic, the energy that's unique to you, your energetic signature, which nobody else has. Everybody has their own unique energetic signature. That will move and vibrate, and think of all the colors, and there's different wavelengths for each color. So some might have, hills like this, if you were to look at it on a graph, and other ones might be more like that. So the waves could be closer together, or the frequencies could be, higher or lower in pitch. So if you don't know anything about that, you don't have to learn that. You just have to have a general understanding that every color that resonates in your field has a unique frequency to it. It's your own energetic signature, just like your signature. Nobody else can sign your name the way you do. Even the frauds, don't worry about that. It's you have your own unique signature energetically. And when you interact with people, you will find that we're magnetized. So you draw to and you repel from. So there's people that your energy, you vibrate at a certain level. There's people that will be repelled by that. They can't stand being around you because you're vibrating at a level that doesn't work for them. And that's okay. That's fine. You don't need to resonate with everybody. And you've heard the saying before, you're not going to make everybody happy. That's true. And it's energetically true. It's more true than you know. It's not just some kind of made up thing. It was based on something very, very real. And I believe that's based on the magnetics of people, of your own energy. So you also draw people to you. Do you ever have that connection where you're looking in their eyes and you just make that soul level connection? You can feel the energy coming out of their eyes and you click, you resonate with them. You can feel it. And it's almost like an instant soul level connection. And I've had that a lot lately. It's incredible. It's people that are brought into your life, and the people that you're bringing into your, so the people that you're bringing into your life and that you're brought into their lives for a reason, you will feel that instant connection with them. It's almost like you've known them your whole life, or you just resonate. That's the term that you use. You just resonate with them. And for people that have known all this and when I'm preaching to the choir for you guys, great, you know what I'm talking about. But you share this with people and teach this with them, because the ones that are waking up are looking all over the place, and we're talking at the level maybe where we're at sometimes, and forgetting about those who are just starting to wake up and need that hands up to where to start. So everybody can contemplate on, if you knew you only had 3 months left to live. I know there'd be a lot of people that would leave their jobs, I can tell you that. And I'm not telling you to leave your jobs. I'm not doing that. But you would definitely fill your time learning, as a lot of people would fill their time learning as much as they could, so that they could get to that grand portal within themselves. The grand portal meaning finding your soul, finding your way out of this 3D, 4D matrix that we're in. So if someone were to tell you, if you don't understand 3D, 4D, 5D yet, and I'm talking over your head there, I do apologize for that. I'm trying to keep this down to a level that most people can understand. So if you're a spirit having a human experience, how do you find who that spirit is? You look at yourself and you say, who am I? And you look in the mirror. You want to know where you're from and who you are. When you're going through that search to find who you are, you start to learn about what the spirit is, what you actually are, because this is just like a car. You're riding a car. Your body is your vehicle. And you think of it as your soul carrier, your vehicle. And it gets you in this world that we're in, is a 3D world. So you're riding your body like a car through this world. And there's a whole nother process, a whole nother belief that people have, that it's not just a car riding through, but you're using this as like an avatar in a very, very complex type of virtual reality type of holographic game almost. And I like to see life as a game where you're playing hide and seek. So if you combine the two, you're still a spirit being having a human experience, and your soul has a piece of itself, a fractile in this body. So ultimately, the grand portal for you to your soul and your connection, your grand portal is within your heart. So now you've been told where to go to find it. So you're playing hide and seek as a kid. Were you ever the last person looking for people, and maybe they played a joke on you and they all went in somebody's house and you're out in the neighborhood, looking for everybody and nobody's home? That sucks, right? It's kind of how a lot of people feel sometimes when they're, oh my God, who am I? Where am I from? And they go through the dark night. All right. Anyway, I'm digressing here. So Anyway, if you're playing hide and seek and you can't find somebody and then another friend taps you on the shoulder and says, go look over there. It's kind of like what this is going on right now. People have been telling you, we've known it forever. The heart is the key. And you have to be like a child to find your way. So it's like a game of hide and seek. And in order to find that child, in order to be childlike and to find that soul that's who you are, a greater being than what you can possibly imagine, in order to get to that, you have to sit down and say to yourself, what do you want me to do? What do I need to do to connect? And literally just let the stream of consciousness come in, let the thoughts come in, let your feelings generate the thoughts that you can write out or that you can just know, an instant knowing. You just get a download and you just know what you need to do. And chances are it's going to be, in this day and age right now, in this time, you're going to be probably drinking more water. Maybe you're going to be giving up some red meats, maybe not. Smoking, quitting that. That's me. Maybe giving up alcohol. I know it sounds like, oh no, all the fun stuff, right? Well, maybe not. There's also moderation. So it's not like you have to give everything up in one day, but you might not be guided to do that. That's okay. But there's foods that are electric and alive, whole real foods and fruits and vegetables and raw foods and everything that are wonderful. I'm not there yet. I still like my mac and cheese. I know. How good am I at teaching when I'm telling you I'm doing all these bad things, right? It's okay. We're all learning together. You just do less of it the next day. That's all. Anyhow, I just wanted to give you guys some simple things to think about. So if you're just starting to wake up, that you can trust yourselves more because you do have all the answers inside. Don't feel like you're playing catch up. You're not. You're exactly where you need to be. Exactly where you need to be. We are all exactly where we need to be. And you've heard that a million times, but I think there's just a little bit of pressure on everybody because we feel like the time crunch is here, and it really is. So my guides wanted me to get a message across that if you haven't yet started to take it seriously, that we're at the end game here. It's time to kind of, drag yourself out of bed. Stop hitting snooze. Snooze is disabled now. Okay, so you have to get out of bed. You don't want to be late. You're not late now. You're not late yet, but you don't want to be late if the time comes. You don't want to feel like you missed the boat. So start thinking about what would you do and start doing that. Implement one thing every day that you can do that will get you closer to finding yourself. And we all live happily ever after. Okay, so thank you again to all my new subscribers. And like I said before, when I hit 100, I'm going to give out a free reading. So leave a comment if you want to be entered. If you don't want to be entered, just, and you want to leave a comment, go ahead. Just write, no reading necessary or something like that, like another one of my subscribers did. That's fine too. But I'm getting really close, so the winner's going to be coming soon. Woohoo! Anyway, have a great day. Have a great night. I'll be back when I need to, when I'm guided to, when there's something I need to share. And I love you guys all, and have a wonderful evening. Enjoy these energies. They really are awesome. Namaste.